Did Vladimir Putin betray Donald Trump? For years, their political bromance dominated headlines, from summit meetings filled with awkward smiles to cryptic statements that seemed to suggest a quiet alliance. But now, something has shifted. A Cold War seems to be brewing, not between the US and Russia, but between Trump and Putin themselves. Why? What went wrong? And how is the United States reacting? Stay tuned as we uncover the story behind this dramatic political fallout, the intelligence leaks that sparked it, and the global consequences of one of the most unexpected ruptures in modern geopolitics. When Donald Trump first stepped into the Oval Office in 2017, many believed he'd usher in a new era of US-Russia relations. His rhetoric was dramatically softer than his predecessors. While President Obama sanctioned Moscow for its invasion of Crimea and election meddling, Trump publicly downplayed both issues. Remember Helsinki, 2018? Trump stood beside Putin and famously said he didn't see any reason why Russia would interfere in the US elections, directly contradicting US intelligence agencies. That moment sparked outrage in Washington and praise in Moscow. But it wasn't just words. Trump's administration slowed down new sanctions, questioned NATO spending, and repeatedly challenged America's global commitments. To many observers, it looked like a one-sided friendship. Yet behind closed doors, insiders say Trump was often skeptical of Putin's endgame. He respected Putin's strength, not his loyalty, one former White House aide told Politico. The Russian full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022 was a major turning point. Initially, Trump avoided direct condemnation. He claimed the war would never have happened if he were still president, and criticized Biden's response as weak. But as the war dragged on, and as footage of mass graves in Bucha and missile strikes on civilian shelters made headlines, Trump's tone changed. By mid-2023, even MAGA-aligned media began showing empathy for Ukraine. The tide was turning. In January 2024, Trump shocked many by posting on Truth Social, "Putin has gone too far. What's happening in Ukraine is unacceptable." The statement was brief but powerful. It marked the beginning of a broader realignment of Trump's stance, one motivated, according to some, by personal frustration. As Trump began gearing up for the 2024 presidential election, he faced a new challenge, the rise of Nikki Haley. Once part of his administration, she rebranded herself as a tough, pragmatic conservative. Her popularity surged in early primaries. Then came the intelligence leak. In October 2024, documents leaked by whistleblowers at the NSA revealed that Russian troll farms and propaganda channels were quietly boosting Haley's image, sharing positive clips, memes, and targeted ads aimed at moderates and independents. Trump's campaign was furious. "After everything I did, this is how Putin repays me," Trump allegedly told his inner circle, according to a Rolling Stone report. In a public rally in Arizona, he lashed out, "Russia thinks it's clever playing both sides. But we see it. We know." Despite Trump's repeated jabs, Putin's administration remained silent. No statements. No denials. No diplomatic gestures. That silence was deafening. In early 2025, as Russian forces intensified their bombardment of Kharkiv and Odessa, Trump tweeted, "What Russia is doing is pure evil. I was wrong about Putin." That admission made headlines around the globe. Fox News, Newsmax, and even Breitbart picked up the shift in tone. Analysts debated whether this was a calculated rebranding for 2028 or a genuine change of heart. Even longtime Trump ally Tucker Carlson remarked, "It's clear the former president no longer sees Putin as a partner." Perhaps the most surprising consequence of Trump's fallout with Putin is the ripple effect it had on the Republican Party. Throughout the 2010s and early 2020s, isolationist rhetoric had grown among conservatives. But after Trump's breakup with Putin, that tone shifted. In April 2025, Congress passed a record-breaking military aid package for Ukraine, $70 billion in arms, tech, and humanitarian aid. Shockingly, 60% of House Republicans supported it. Senator Josh Hawley, once opposed to foreign aid, told reporters, "What's happening in Ukraine is genocide. America cannot stand by. This bipartisan support was unthinkable just 2 years earlier. How did Russia respond? In typical fashion, with cyber attacks. In May 2025, multiple U.S. government agencies reported massive breaches linked to Russian hacking groups. Emails from Trump's PAC were leaked, internal GOP strategy documents surfaced on Telegram, and pro-Trump influencers were targeted by bots pushing pro-Haley narratives. It was information warfare, and it appeared personal. Even the Kremlin's tone shifted. Russian state TV began airing segments mocking Trump, calling him a failed emperor, and questioning his mental stability. This was a clear departure from the flattery he once received. How has the American public responded? Polls from June and July 2025 tell a powerful story. 68% of Americans support continuing aid to Ukraine. 52% of Republicans now see Putin as an enemy of freedom. 39% of Trump voters in 2020 say they no longer trust Russia. Trump's own followers are split. Some feel betrayed by both Putin and Trump. Others support Trump's change in tone, saying it proves he puts America first. A viral video from a Trump rally in Iowa shows a supporter saying, "We liked Putin when he seemed like a strong man. Now he's just a thug." As the war in Ukraine continues and U.S.-Russia relations hit new lows, the Trump-Putin rift has become symbolic. Symbolic of shifting global power dynamics. Symbolic of a Republican Party in transformation. And symbolic of how quickly political alliances can crumble. Sources inside Trump's Mar-a-Lago circle say he's preparing a major foreign policy speech this fall, one that may call for a new global doctrine centered on moral strength. Whether that's political theater or a real shift remains to be seen. So, did Putin betray Trump? It depends who you ask. Some say Putin never owed Trump anything. Others say Trump's initial loyalty was strategic, and this fallout was inevitable. But one thing is clear, the days of quiet admiration and back-channel diplomacy are over. The U.S. political landscape has changed. The global balance is shifting, and the relationship that once seemed unshakable now looks like a distant memory. The U.S. reaction? More united against Russia than at any point in the last decade. And more aware than ever of the true cost of misplaced trust.